Peter, you said Gnosticism was not a single religion. Instead, group of similar religions. Explain the groups.
Stewie, Gnosticism is a loose classification of many related religious groups. I like to divide them into early Christian groups and non-Christian groups.
Tell me about the early Christian groups.
Early Christian groups started alongside the Proto-Orthodox Christianity, within the same people and same cities. In fact, many of their scriptures, like Secret Book of John or Gospel of Mary, are attributed to the disciples of Jesus. Non-Christian groups mainly started later, mostly outside of Christian communities, and borrowed influence of Zoroastrian dualism, Jewish mysticism, and Neoplatonism. Early Christian groups included Sethians, one of the oldest Gnostic groups who claimed to be the seed of Seth, the son of Adam. They claimed Gnostic knowledge started with him. They also believed that the world was a prison built by the demiurge, who they believed was malevolent. Valentinians started with Valentinius. It was a much more philosophical group. They believed the demiurge was just ignorant, not malevolent. They stayed low-key, likely due to living next to Christians. The Basilidians believed in the absolute unknowability of God. They taught that the universe emerged through many layers of existence, and that suffering is due to ignorance rather than some divine punishment. Carpocratians, that thought that social and earthly laws are made by the archons to control humans, were known to be quite libertine. Other groups like Marcionites were dualistic, rejected the Old Testament, and believed Jesus was a divine being not born from Mary. The non-Christian groups included Manichaeanism, which was started by a Persian prophet named Mani. Manichaeans believed that Mani was the final prophet in the succession of Adam, Buddha, Zoroaster, and Jesus. They also believed in the Zoroastrian dualistic view of light versus darkness, and salvation comes through freeing the light trapped in matter by eating plants and by living an ascetic life.
So basically a mixture of Christianity, Zoroastrianism, Buddhism, and Gnosticism. Oh, perfect.
And lastly, Mandeans, a non-Christian Gnostic group that still exists today. They practice weekly baptisms, believe John the Baptist, who was the cousin of Jesus, to be the greatest and final prophet, and interestingly believed that Jesus was a false prophet. Their mythology and cosmology is very similar to ancient Gnostic traditions, although they use different names for the terms among some other differences. You can learn more on gnodiosis.org. It has a collection of Gnostic texts, and you can follow me to get more knowledge on Gnosticism and on its various sects.